right? Now let's talk a little bit about podcasters, right? Podcasters, audio people. You should be pre-selling also during your broadcast, right? Now, again, you got to be a little more subtle, right? Because people are listening in, right? But you still should be doing the pre-sell, right? You should be following those principles of pre-sell during your audio broadcast. And what you have to do when you're doing audio is you and I have to try to make things visual, right? So in other words, whatever they're going to be getting, however they're going to benefit, you have to paint a picture for them in their brain, right? It has to be visual. And then just as an aside, this is going to increase your conversions. Whatever you're going to be promoting on an audio broadcast, make sure it's really easy to say and make sure the URL is easy to remember, right? So if you're going to, typically you're going to be creating some kind of URL, and if you're going to do an affiliate product, you'll be mentioning it, make sure it's easy, right? So it's going to be something they can kind of say over in their brain, and they're going to be able to kind of go back and then try to handle it when they get back to their computer, their mobile device. You should have some show notes, so that people who are watching your audio broadcast can click something, right? So again, don't just put your audio on your website or your audio on social media. Give them something where they can get your notes, where they can click something, where they can go to the link you have for them. One thing you want to do is you're going to have to start thinking about this if you're going to do audio. And this is really, really, really important. You can do awesome content and nobody clicks on the link. You could just think, well, man, I really thought I opened the door for them to want this product. And maybe you did, but think about this, right? You've got to be able to envision somebody who has no convenience to be able to click your link. You can't envision that they're going to be on their desktop. Try to think about somebody who is, they're not at home. They're on their mobile device. They've only got one hand available. They can hardly see the screen. You got to think about, they may love what you're doing, but you've got to try to make it convenient for the most inconvenienced person, if that makes sense. So in other words, think about somebody who has all they've got is their mobile device, and they can barely kind of hold it together, but they don't have the ability to just kind of click on stuff. You've got to make it so convenient for them that anybody can get it. Because if you can make it convenient for the person who's most inconvenienced, then it's going to be convenient for everybody, right? So think about the person who is most inconvenienced, make it convenient for them, and then everybody is going to find getting to your page or getting to your offer or getting to your link or finding something where they can do it convenient. Now, how are you going to get the person that likes what they've heard to visit the page? That's what you got to be able to answer, right? That's what you got to be thinking about. How am I going to get that person that likes what I said? How am I going to get them to go to the page from my audio broadcast? You have to think through that before. Now, if you have notes, best to think through that before you do the audio broadcast. But even while you're on the broadcast, even while you're doing it, think about this person likes what you said. Now what you've got to do. So if you've got to repeat things a couple of times, typically you do. If you've got to repeat it at the beginning and the end, or if you got to mention it, you got to say, and once more, go to www something. I mean, again, belt and suspenders when it comes to this stuff. Be conservative, assume people are not going to remember, and then go over it and over and over it until people get it. Now, in conclusion, right, we talked about systemizing the fundamentals, right? We talked about going beyond affiliate swipes, right? Making sure that people actually know and understand. We talked about making sure that you're good at pre-selling, right? We're talking about making sure that your bonuses are relevant and high value. If you don't have them, don't even put them in there. We talked about simplifying your copy. We talked about making social media a place where you doing follow-up. We talked about being consistent in your emails. And we talked about if you're going to do video, get to the point. And then finally, when it comes to audio, we talked about being accommodating to the most, making it convenient for the person that's most inconvenienced.